This is a 5.7K immersive 360 video shot on different Insta360 cameras. If you are watching on your mobile phone, make sure to tap the top right gear icon, set the quality to advanced, and then choose 2160S. Watch it with Wi-Fi connection is highly recommended. If you own a VR headset like Meta Quest 2 or PlayStation VR, use it with the YouTube VR app. It will give you the best original image quality and viewing experience. .360 camera, in my humble opinion, is designed for immersive 360 videos, just like this one you are watching. If done well, it is one of the best storytelling tools that create deep emotional impact. This is how Insta360, the camera company, first started. Along the way, clever creators and companies like GoPro start the trend of reframing the 360 spherical video for flat social media. Kinda changed the purpose of a 360 camera. No matter what kind of creator you are, I think the best way to see a 360 camera image quality is to see the full spherical image in a spherical player, like YouTube VR, which is what you're watching right now on mobile or in a VR headset. Because camera companies would not be able to hide the camera flaws if everything is showing at the same time. That is exactly why I created this video for you, as a support sample video for my in-depth review of the Insta360 X3 camera. If you have not already, check out the 2D review video here first. In this immersive 360 video, we will compare the Insta360 X3 with Insta360 One RS 1-inch 360, One X2, GoPro MAX, Qoocam AK, and Theta X. All the camera I think still matter in 2022. By the end, I hope you can finally decide which 360 camera to choose from for your next creative journey. We will first start with movement in low light conditions, as that is the most requested by our community and other influencers failed to mention. Lots of us are using 360 cameras for concert and music festival capture, just like what I did here, capturing fire performance in a music festival. Bringing in a DSLR into a rave or club is not always possible, but no one will stop you if you are bringing in just an action camera like the Insta360 X3. This is handheld, 5.7K, ISO 1600s, and shutter speed 1/100. In such a low light environment, you should really be on tripod. But for camera testing purposes, I'm moving the camera slightly. Here is an example in the same camera settings but with a larger movement. Don't ever do that in 360 videos. It will make people sick in a VR headset. This video was supposed to be reframed only for social media like TikTok or Instagram. Here is after some basic denoising and sharpening in Premiere and DaVinci Resolve. Please make sure your camera sharpness is all the way at low in low light filming to reduce compression dancing noise. Over sharpening dancing noise is tough to remove in post-production. If you want to know how to denoise 360 camera to achieve a professional looking result, check out this tutorial right here. Yes, the quality is not as good compared to DSLR, but it is a lot better than previous version of 360 cameras like the One X2 or GoPro MAX. It is usable if you are just doing social media posting. What do you think? Comment below. Now let's compare X3 with One RS 1-inch 360 in an extremely low light condition. Here we have Insta360 One RS 1-inch 360 edition filming on top of a moving RV in ISO 3200 and shutter speed 1/100. You see, there's not that much visible noise even in such a high ISO. The new 1-inch sensor is doing denoising at the ISP level, but the image looks soft because of the heavy denoising happening in the background. Now let's take a look at X3. X3 in ISO 3200 is worse. As expected, there are more visible dancing noise and the image looks blurry in general. In reality, you never want to use ISO 3200, and let's compare a more reasonable ISO 800 and shutter 1/80 as you see here on the X3. It is acceptable. Let's take a look at One RS in ISO 800. Wow, it is a lot better. The highlight versus shadow are more natural, and One RS has a lot more dynamic range. So, stationary or moving low light capture, One RS 1-inch is better than X3. Now let's compare One X2 and X3 in low light. Here we have One X2 in ISO 800 1/60 shutter speed. Please pay attention of the highlights and shadow and the noise in the shadows. Now take a look at X3 in ISO 800 1/60. Not only does X3 has less noise, but it also has better highlight roll off. In general, a more pleasant image. Here is One X2 again in ISO 1600 1/60 shutter. Pay very close attention on the Venice Church LED sign and the white wall on its right. Now switch to X3 in ISO 1600 1/60 shutter speed. X3 is significantly better than X2 in every aspect. It has better noise suppression, clear image in ISO 1600, and way better dynamic range in highlights. For shits and giggle, let's see One X2 in ISO 3200. Oh my god, I hope that does not hurt your eyes. Now check out X3. Wow, that is usable ISO 3200 footage. Knowing that you can, if you need to, push all the way to ISO 3200 in low light 360 capture, it's just crazy. If anyone tells you X3 cannot shoot in low light, just send this video to them to tell them they are very wrong. So if you have a One X2, X3, it is a significant upgrade in low light capture perspective at least. Now let's compare X3 with One X2, One RS 1-inch, Qoocam 8K, Theta X, and GoPro MAX in daylight. First, we have X3 in regular video mode, auto exposure. 4 feet, 3 feet, 2 feet, 1 foot. Touching the camera, going back out. Go around. 3 feet away. Right here. Going back out. Pinch again. Good. Then we have One RS 1-inch 360. Go around. Right here, 5 feet. 4 feet. 3 feet. 2 feet. 1 foot. Touching the camera. Go back out. Next, we have One X2. 5 feet. 4 feet. 3 feet. 2 feet. 1 foot. Touching the camera. Go back out. Next, we have Theta X. 4 feet. 3 feet. 2 feet. 1 foot. Touching the camera. Go back out. Next, we have Qoocam 8K. Finally, we have GoPro MAX. 5 feet, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touching the camera. Go back out. Before you draw your conclusion, X3 has one more trick up its sleeve. 5.7K HDR video. You are looking at it right now. You see, the color rendering is actually pretty good and it works in 360 video. This feature is going to help massively in run and gun 360 video capture when we just don't have the time to manually dial in exposure. Or in a situation when you just can't control the camera, like right here on a DJI drone. HDR capture ensures we keep the highlights and shadow, significantly reduce post-production cost. It is a dummy 360 camera to give to anyone, for example, to a news reporter, and there's no way they can mess up. Just turn on HDR and hit recording. You get amazing footage out of the box. It is that easy. I hope by now you have a deep understanding of Insta360 X3 all-around image quality. Comment and let me know if this kind of side-by-side comparison help you better make your purchase decision. As I mentioned in the 2D video, there will be more 360 cameras coming out on the market later this year, so don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. We review every single 360 camera in the market, and other influencers will only review what paid them. Again, this is not a sponsored video, and your like, share, and comments are what keep this channel alive and keep me alive. I want to inspire you to go beyond your comfort zone and learn how to create immersive 360 videos for the metaverse. Reframe video is cool and you might get good views on TikTok, but the future is in the metaverse. Fully immersive XR experience. Stop being a follower, be a pioneer creator, and tell impactful stories. I will see you next time.